It's your boy Abz here. Do it to life for life. Do it to you. Do it to 2021. A whole year of breast cancer awareness and personal growth. Today is Wednesday. Wednesday, guess what? It's the S of the ask method from Matthew chapter 7. Ask and it is given. Seeking you shall find. Knocking the door should be open. And on Wednesday, we do the S, which is the seeking. So on Wednesdays, I normally pop in a sermon from my church. And what Pastor was talking about today, oh man, he was talking about the inside game being bigger than your environment. Starting on the inside. That's what I've been doing, right? We know that's the key. To start on the inside game. So if you're watching this on day 108, you've been working on the inside game. Because what he was saying, and I still got to get that verse where that guy sold. I'm gonna get that verse for you. It's a Bible verse. But if you was to Google it, just ask Lil G. Say, hey, look, what's that Bible verse that he sold in the land of famine and reaped 100-fold in the same year? Boom, and it'll show you. But anyway, there was it was a desert. He was saying, and it was easy. His idea was, hey, the Lord told us come here. It's a desert here. It ain't even raining. He wants to sow here. You know what? Logically, we need to go to Egypt. That's where everybody else going. That's where we need to go. It's resources there. We need to go to Egypt. And that's how we think sometimes. I can't prosper here in this environment. But what the Lord says, hey, look, I want you to sow in this land. And what Pastor was saying, just seeking for this thing now, is that you work on your inside self till you become so big that the environment on the inside, that the environment on the outside can't contain you. Because what's on the outside, and he said, man, it reminds me of the Four Agreements, but he said the outside is a mirror of your inside. So if we see ourselves as grasshoppers, then guess what? The rest of the world gonna see ourselves as grasshoppers, and guess what? The response from the world gonna be, from the universe gonna be, the food that a grasshopper eat is what we'll get, and we're gonna be saying, God, this grasshopper food. It's because on the inside, we see ourselves as not big enough to take on a challenge. It's a lot of inside dialogue, and we're gonna go over the Four Agreements tomorrow. Reading up on that tonight, but inside dialogue, watching that speak, being impeccable with your word. But he was saying that we just gotta become so big, so rich on the inside that the universe will respond to us, that God will respond to us and reward us open. God already done the work. Because I've heard him say it. The work has already been done. He set up the world to respond to our inside game. Now, step 2, which I listened to, part 2, was all about, let me rub these eyeballs. Yeah. Part 2 was all about the dialogue, the speech. He said that your words are containers, just like this country crock, right? Okay. This container contained country crock. But he's saying each one of our words contain life and death. Every word that proceeded out of our mouth contains life or death. So we have to analyze the words. Hey, is these words going to speak life into the situation and make the situation better? Or is these words going to speak death into the situation and make the situation worse? Or the situation stays the same? Nothing really stays the same. It's either getting better or it's getting worse. Nothing stays the same. So anyway, so we have to start analyzing our speech, both externally and internally. He was saying that we should start speaking stuff like, I live an abundant life. I'm always poised and ready to give. Because when you say, hey, I don't have enough money to give, and I get the money I give, instead of saying, I got the money to give, because you may not have the money to give. And that's where the work come in at. Because a lot of times people misconstrue positive affirmations with denial or lying, because we fail to put in the proper time to analyze and craft these words. I was talking to another part of me, right, at my job site, and this part of me is a master of words. He's a professional singer. And I asked, I said, look, when you crafting a song, what the song have the each word means something, right? Yeah, it's got to evoke an emotion. It has power, it has meaning, and people can feel it. It's real, it's tangible. You know, you may not be able to put your hand, but those words are crafted. So I said, okay, in this arena, what are you saying to yourself? Have you crafted some words for yourself? Because the words that you're saying, you hadn't worked on that. Why don't you create a song for yourself? Same thing that I told my son as well too, because he's an artist. Draws with his hand. His power's in his hand. God says, bless. His power is his hands in his drawings. I say, have you drawn yourself? What have you drawn yourself? You the architect, and you can draw your future. Have you drawn your future? Well, it's tough because they be like, oh, I don't know what to draw. I mean, you know, it's got to sit down. You got to think about it. You got to work on it. Draw your future. Sometimes I know why. It's almost like saying out loud what your dreams and aspirations are. You don't want to say them because it almost seems like sometimes on the inside that you're faking, that it's contradictory. How can I say that when I'm not experiencing that? Not understanding that, saying it in a way, not saying it in a way like I'm a millionaire, right? And physically you're not a millionaire, but you can use the word still saying I'm a millionaire. I don't want to cap myself at a million. Maybe the Lord want me to be a billionaire. I would just say that I'm rich. See? All encompassing. And now it don't seem like self-denial to myself by saying that I'm rich, by saying that I am healthy, by saying that I am blessed. See, those are good words. And not say, hey, he may want to work for Disney or something. Hey, I thank Lord that now I work for Disney. That's putting it in a box. And then when you put it in a box like that, you can't really believe it because you're not there yet. But you may want to reframe that and say, hey, I work on a very important project, animation project. I work for a very important company that is making animations to serve and make the whole world happy. Something like that, right? Because you don't know where it's coming from. I tell you what, man, how many times you've been blessed and just didn't see that coming? Dang, man, where did that come from? I didn't see that coming. Because a lot of times we expect resources to come in the form of money, just like one of my favorite Bible stories, the widow's oil. She needed some cash. Hey, the creditors need money. We need money. She said, I don't have any money. Let me call the man of God and tell him that I need some money. He said, what you need? She said, this is what's happening. Now you tell me what I need. Creditors need money. This is what happened. I ain't got it. He said, well, what you got? She said, what I got? I ain't got nothing. That's why I call you. I ain't got nothing. Yeah, what you got? Well, I ain't got nothing but this oil back here. That's it. Ain't nothing there. Great. Now what he said, great. Because she didn't expect it to come that way. It's coming through the oil. It's coming through something that you already got. Something that you overlooked. Man, look at this pillar. This is it. Somebody out there right now looking at me right now, this is your breakthrough. I'm showing it to you right now. This is your breakthrough. This is what you've been missing. Your blessing coming through this pillar right here. Now, what you gonna do with it? I got my blessing under my arm. What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with yours? What? I got two blessings right here. Two blessings under my arms. What you gonna do with it? I could say, you know what? Man, this ain't nothing but some old pillars. But I could say, okay, how can I use these pillars? Or maybe it's not the pillar themselves. Maybe it's what the pillars represent. Maybe it's the texture of the pillars. Maybe it's the fabric of the pillar. Maybe it's the color of the pillars. I don't know. Maybe I need to take a nap on the pillars and then it'll come to me. See, that's what I'm saying. We don't know how it's going to come. That's why we can't take it for granted. Everything that's come to us, we can analyze everything that comes to us, analyze it. Not for us. Maybe it's for somebody. Maybe this pillar is for somebody else. Just like in the widow's oil. He said, what you got? She said, all I got is this oil. I can't do nothing with that because the oil wasn't for her. That was the beauty of it. The oil was not for her. What am I supposed to do with it? He said, I'm going to tell you. Now I'm going to tell you how to use what you got. The oil ain't for you. The oil is for them. I want you to go back, borrow these pots, fill this up, and then you're going to go out. People looking for oil everywhere. I want you to sell the oil to them. Then they'll give you the money. You get that to the creditors. Then the rest of the oil you keep back that, and you're going to be supplying them with more oil. They'll be supplying you with more money. Plain and simple. It's beautiful, ain't it? It's beautiful stuff. And we keep seeking, we keep finding, we keep digging with expectation. We seeking with an expectation that the answer's gonna come. I talked to my daughter last night. She's under quarantine, and I asked her, I say, why you was in the quarantine? Did you get an epiphany? She said, nah, I ain't get freaking nothing. I would have loved to have gotten something, but see, I wasn't in there. I don't know what dialogue was going on. You see what I'm saying? Was the dialogue like, gosh, man, I can't think of nothing. Man, I don't know what to do. I don't know what the dialogue was. Was it an expectation? Was it say, hey, look, I know I'm under quarantine. She say something did come out of it, was able to post a video. But how can you just frame that, be ready for it? This storming outside, great. This is a great time. I'm looking for, because this had to happen for a reason. I'm looking for it. I'm looking for my blessing. I'm looking for the answer. I'm looking for the piece of the puzzle. Because this situation ain't here. Every situation has within it the seed of equivalent benefit. That's what my boy said, Napoleon Hill. In the seed of adversity, in every adversity is the seed of an equivalent benefit. So if I lose 100, there's a seed of an equivalent benefit or greater. I'm an or greater guy. So if I lose 100, my seed gonna be for 1,000, 100-fold. Well, anyway, your boy Obz, keep seeking. And tomorrow we're gonna get that 4 agreements. I'm finna go read some right now, listen to some, and I'm gonna start this. We gotta start now doing it to life, baby. It's still an area of myself I hadn't did yet. Still working in that area.